On Saturday, the 3rd of January 2026, the entire world woke up to the breaking news of the capture of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro. Just a couple of hours later, President Donald Trump addressed the world announcing that US military forces in an early morning military operation had captured the Venezuelan president in Caracas, the country's capital. President Trump, gave details as to how the operation went down, as to how it was precise, how it was well coordinated, and of course, the chief of the U.S. Armed Forces gave further details of how it all went down, the planning, preparation, and the entire operation itself, and how they were able to perfectly extract Nicolas Maduro out of Venezuela. Currently, is in the U.S. And of course, the U.S. government is preparing charges against him on narco-terrorism and other offenses that they have alleged against him. At that press conference, where President Trump gave details of the military operation, of course, he did ask some of his other aides to speak. And, very striking are the comments made by the U.S. Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, who, went into details to talk about the current shape of things globally. If I may use his words, Marco Rubio did say that the world should be put on notice concerning this current US president, that he means business, and when he says he would do something, he would do it. Rubio said that the current president is not like former leaders who would say different things and end up not doing any of them. But that this current president means his words, and when he says he will do something, he will get it done. And that is, my focus in this video. As a matter of fact, before the entire capture of Nicolas Maduro, with the ongoing protests in Iran, President Trump had, issued a warning to the Iranian regime, saying that the U.S. government was locked and loaded, ready to intervene and assist and protect the protesters in the event that the regime begins to kill protesters. Everyone is still watching as to how all of that would play out. But this is my focus in this video. Marco Rubio's statements, carry so much weight and reveals something that, must have caught the attention of leaders across the entire world, particularly leaders in the global south. The fact that the current US president is a no-nonsense individual and is such that he is ready to use all of his powers if and when that is necessary. And this, I imagine would have begun to ring alarm bells in countries in the global south, particularly in Africa, where we have several leaders who have been accused of all manner of atrocities, who are known to be oppressive, and who have known to have continually subjugate their people, and have made it impossible, if I may say, for democracy and the will of the people to reign in their domain across Africa, from West Africa to East Africa to Southern Africa to North Africa. You have, such leaders. What is apparent is that with what has happened in Venezuela and what is likely to happen in Iran, these leaders have been put, on notice. We have such leaders who, are known to be notorious for rigging elections, for all manner of human rights violation. For example, in countries like Nigeria, the last election in 2023, there was so much uproar concerning the fact that the incumbent president did not actually win the election and was alleged, to have rigged the election. Nigeria is again in the spotlight, particularly again because Nigeria is in the radar of the US, given allegations made by President Trump concerning the killing of Christians in the country. As a matter of fact, President Trump has, taken the first line of action, by, bombing a part of the country. That makes, and he has also, of course, by an executive order, designated Nigeria as a country of particular concern. So that puts Nigeria in the spotlight, when one considers Nigeria and, Venezuela in terms of the happenings in both countries. I must say that, the capture of Maduro should be a big signal and serve as a big lesson to leaders who continue to subjugate their people, who continue to oppress them, who continue to make it impossible for democracy to thrive and for people's will to reign. Those leaders by now should understand that things have changed and the coming days will be very interesting. For example, Nigeria is preparing for a general election either this year or in 2027, and it will be very interesting, to see the body language of the politicians, how they will begin to shape up in the light of the fact that they know that any action on their behalf to sort of manipulate the process, will put Nigeria, in the crossfire when it comes to President Trump. So we wait to see, how things would pan out, and we just hope that this will be the beginning of, if you may, a new era globally in which impunity comes to an end and the people's will begins to reign. Thank you always for joining me and for coming to this channel. Please like this video, share to your friends, and also kindly subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in my next video.